Hello and welcome back to another whole house declutter video. Since becoming a stay-at-home mom and homemaker, I strongly believe that one of the secrets to a stress-free homemaking life is decluttering and just getting rid of a lot of the mess, a lot of the clutter, the distractions, and things that we don't necessarily need. Not only does it make the house look a lot better, it makes it more efficient, it helps you to be able to clean better, and it also gets rid of some of the anxiety that just comes with having a lot of overwhelm. That overwhelm can just come from having to always pick up things, having to clean up things, and some of the overwhelm just comes from having too many choices to make and too many things to choose from, and just a ton of things surrounding you. The more open your space is, the less things there are for you to tidy, and the less choices you have to make, the less overwhelmed you are. I always know it's time for me to declutter when I feel like I keep cleaning up the home, and then very shortly after I'm done cleaning, the house is a mess again, or there is more stuff than I can actually clean, and I spend more time cleaning than actually enjoying my home. I also know it's time to declutter when I find myself having to buy more storage bins, more storage drawers, when I can't find what I'm looking for, or when something does not have a home. I like to say if it doesn't have a home, then it does not belong. So when I find myself having so much stuff that I don't even have anywhere to put everything, then I know some things have to go. So I took the initiative to just go ahead and clean out and declutter my entire home. First, I did the entire downstairs, and now I'm back and I'm ready to do the upstairs. If you did not catch my last video where I tackled the downstairs or the main floor of the home, I will be sure to link it down below for you. But today we're going to be doing my husband and I's bedroom, our 4-year-old son's bedroom, and the homeschool room, which is also my office. I'm going to be doing the closets, some of our bookshelves, as well as the nightstand, and just getting rid of some things that we don't need anymore and that's been tucked away in a few of the corners of the home. So inside of my husband and I bedroom, I decided to start with the top of our closet, which basically just had a ton of blankets, and they pretty much have been there since I put them there. I never took them out, so they were pretty much like spare blankets. So now I'm kind of just deciphering to see which blankets I want to keep and which ones I'm gonna throw out. These two blankets here, as you can see, they are very thick, so I am going to keep them, but I'm going to put them away so that they're only being used in the winter time. So they'll end up being stored in the garage in this very large canvas bag that I actually purchased from Shine when I was placing a clothing order. I decided to leave out 2 sets of summer linen, and I placed it inside of this pink canvas bag on the corner, and the rest of the sheets I am throwing away, all except for 1 set that I will keep just in case we ever have any overnight guests. So that's going to be tucked away with the winter blankets. So once I got all of those blankets out, you can see how much space it took up. Now I have more space and it looks a ton better. I also hung up some of my husband's summer jackets because it still gets chilly some nights, and I color coordinated his polos or his collared shirts that he typically wears to work meetings or to church. And I did the same with my clothing once I threw some away and took some out. This pile will go to the women's shelter. Now, as you can see, this closet already looks a lot different and a lot more organized and tidy, and this I can actually live with. So at this point, I think I'm done with the closet and I am moving on to the drawers, specifically the undergarment drawer. And I didn't like this organizer, so I asked my husband to cut some cedar wood pieces in the garage so I can use them as separators inside of the drawer, and it turned out to look just fine and it works for now. And then I went ahead and started decluttering our bookshelf that pretty much just held a bunch of random things inside of bins. So I emptied out both the bins and started organizing them to fit them inside one small wooden box. Everything else I threw away. Once I finished up with the closet and the wardrobe, this is how it was looking. I placed my purse bag and some of my personal items back inside the closet. I put our summer linen inside, our summer jackets, and some of my husband's dress shoes. And here is a clutter-free bookshelf, and this is everything I threw away. Meanwhile, in the homeschool room / my office, I began decluttering and going through some of the books on my bookshelf, just putting away some that I can either throw away or the ones that don't have too many highlights or marks inside of them, which you see me checking for like in the pages. I can just go ahead and donate or take to the library or, to a shelter or something. I don't know. But I'm just going to go through them and pack some away so that I can give them to someone who may enjoy them as much as I did. Many of these books, I read them once, maybe twice, some of them even 3 times, and I didn't read them again, and I don't plan on it. I have my books that I love so much that I will never part ways with. But then again, there are some of them that I am not going to be keeping. So yes, I am just working my way through that. And here was the final product of the books that I did keep on the shelf. And it looks a lot better and of course clutter free. I also checked the drawers to see if anything needs to be thrown away and went through the closet and minimized it to just a few boxes. There were some large totes across the floor, but now there are just a few boxes at the top of the shelf. With my husband and I room done and the homeschool room done, now I can tackle my son's room. He has a lot of things that are long overdue to be decluttered, starting with some of his winter coats and jackets and some of his long sleeve sweaters, and of course a snowsuit that we're not using anymore. So I'm just taking out some of the things that have to be put away, not so much things that have to be thrown away. I went through his wardrobe as well as ours and took out a lot of things to throw away. But these are some of the things that I'm not going to toss, but I am going to put away for winter time. He also has a ton of stuffed animals, so it's time for me to pack Mickey and his friends away, and I'm just gonna leave out a few of his favorites. I have noticed that some of these he pretty much just keep around like it's decoration, because I noticed he doesn't even play with them. He's not a huge fan of stuffed animals except just a few of his favorites. So I packed them away inside a large duffel bag so that, I don't know, we'll keep them, maybe not, we'll see. But for now, they are going to go inside of the garage. So that already cleared up a whole side of his closet basically. So I replaced it with like a little hanging organizer that I took out of my room, and then I put some of his shoes on there. This is what the closet looked like. I did keep a diaper bag and a puzzle organizer, as well as an extra blanket at the top of the closet. Inside of these drawers, he has some of his activities, like his Montessori puzzles and activities, any of his learning things that we like to keep away. He also has his railroad tracks, he has his bath toys and his express yourself eggs inside of here, as well as some wooden trays for his Montessori activities, and then one more spare extra drawer. So this didn't really need any tidying, but I placed the stuffed animals we decided to keep out right by his bedside. The last thing that I really need to do inside of Noah's room is to declutter and go through his books on his bookshelf. A lot of these books have just accumulated over the years. I went through them about a year ago, like around the time we first moved into this house, but it's time for me to go through them again. So I'm just going through seeing what we can donate or what we can pack away for a future child and what we can also throw away. I'm going through to see if any of the pages are damaged, so that if they are, we can throw them away, and then those that are not, we can decide if we want to donate. By the way, if you are still here and still watching with me, thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate you, and if you are enjoying this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and of course I would invite you to subscribe to my channel for more content just like this. I share motherhood, homemaking, homeschool, organizing, cleaning, grocery hauls, and days in the life, and of course I would love to have you here. But here is what the final look of Noah's bookshelf looked like. These are the books that we're gonna throw away or donate, and here is what we're keeping. I love his I Believe I Can by Grace Myers, and then we also put a few books that kind of just didn't fit well on the bookshelf in the back. And then on the side he has some of his devotions, some of his read and learn, like baby or toddler kid friendly Bibles over there on the side. And then in the front we organized all of his reading books by like Dr. Seuss, Disney, Sesame Street, and some of them we actually had double up because they were gifted to us, and you know, we can throw away the ones that were gifted, but I think eventually I will find another child to donate them to, but for now we're just keeping them. Either way, it, you know, looks a lot more tidy. And then below on the bottom I put his read aloud books. Those are the ones that you turn the page and you press the buttons and they read aloud to you, and he likes those a lot. We also have a pile of books that I'm going to take inside the homeschool room that are just learning books, and so we typically use them in the homeschool room. So I am going to carry those inside there and place them on his bookshelf that's inside the homeschool room. But that pretty much sums up part 2 of the whole house declutter. I managed to do my husband and I closet, Noah's closet, the homeschool room closet, as well as the bookshelf inside of each room. But I hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to catch the next one where I will be organizing my kitchen pantry. But that'll be all for today. Thank you so much for being here. Until next time, happy homemaking.